You won't believe how I transformed this drab bathroom into a spa-like oasis at my friend's house, all on a budget. This is what it started off looking like, so of course I had to remove everything. I waterproofed the entire tub surround using the Guru shower system. This system is really inexpensive to waterproof, and you can get it at placeforpros.com. I got inexpensive black subway tile from Floor & Decor, but instead of laying it just like traditional subway tile, I decided to lay it at a herringbone pattern. I really think that this will just make it look way more expensive. With a herringbone pattern, I like to lay everything out on the ground first. And the key to that is to finding the center. It's not actually where you would think either point would be, so it's really off to the side. I'm also using my Bosch laser level just to make sure everything's lined up perfectly. And with a herringbone pattern, all of your cuts are going to be at a 45-degree angle. If you guys want like a step-by-step tutorial, you can find it on my Instagram or even YouTube. I've done this a couple of different ways before, but I like to start with my first row pre-cut before I start installing the tile. Also making sure that you're starting off with a straight level line. This pattern can get thrown off really easily. And then pretty much through the entire installation, I'm just using my square to make sure that I'm keeping that 45-degree angle. And you can see here that that laser level really helps. I just kind of move it throughout just to make sure that my points are all lined up. And my goal is just to kind of do this a couple hours a day until I finish. So this was the first section that I got done, and then I came back the next day and took out all of those horseshoe spacers. I also like to clean off any of the tiles and any of that thin set that's come through kind of in sections. I feel like it makes it so much easier than just doing it all at once. This is my first time using those horseshoe spacers, and I actually really like them. I feel like they're much easier to take out than any of the other type that I've used. But I just kind of continued the same exact process all the way through until I reached the ceiling. And for me, laying it at a herringbone pattern definitely takes a lot more time than just laying it like traditionally. But in the end, I feel like it is totally worth it. And here again, I'm just doing like a spot check on where my laser is, and you can see where it kind of lines up right there at that one point. But again, it's kind of tricky because that's not actually the center. If you use that point as a center, the right and left side of that won't line up perfectly, so you'll have different cuts on the ends. But then I ran out of time, so I kind of stopped at that point, and then the next day I came back and I'm just here removing all of those spacers. I also just took my spray and I wanted to give all of the tiles like a nice wipe down, so I just used a sponge to also get out any of that thin set that's come through. Or on the tiles was like that hot glue gun stuff to go in between the tiles to kind of keep them from cracking. So I had to also remove all of that. So I think the rest will only take me about one day. And then on the right and the left side, I'm going to be installing 12 by 24 white tiles. So I think that will go a whole lot faster.